Alright guys, by popular demand, we're going to be taking you through setting up LV1 from scratch. We've got a gig this weekend for a blues band, full power blues, and we're going to be setting up that session together. So we're in my garage, let's get started. So the first thing that you have to do is go to your setup page here, and we need to start by assigning I/O. We have a 1608, that's going to be our master clock. We'll run that 48K, because why not? We also have our DigiGrid D here. That's going to be our front of house I/O. We notice that we're internal blue clocked here, and then we're sync over Ethernet on the DigiGrid D. This is correct. And then we've got our computer that we're going to be using for smart and recording. And then we'll go ahead and grab our server. So that's basically all you have to do to get started in your setup page. I typically like to run in DSP optimized mode because latency optimized takes just a ton of processing power. You can see the jump, and that's it. And then we'll probably just start by assigning some of our function keys. We'll do save, and I know that I'm going to want a spell later. I think that's probably tap tempo as well. I think we'll have some delay, and actually let's put tap tempo here and mute all right there. I don't know. All right, so we've enlisted the help of mouse and keyboard. So we're going to start by setting up our show. So we'll start off by labeling our channels. Kick, snare, one, four, overheads, bass, power to the model. There's going to be a controller, and a set switch, second wireless, using the light, and then plus 1, plus 2, plus 3. And then we need plus 2 or 1 to set up. We're going to do minimums and points. And 5 to the that's it for that. So here's our input channels. Let's go ahead and get our groups together. So band, vocals. And then for our VCAs, we're going to do drums, and again, and then effects. Okay, so drums, band, and effects. Let's go ahead and go to our aux sends. We're going to do drum verb, band verb, vox verb, and delay. And then with our matrices, main, left, right, sub, send. The reason why we're doing sub send this way is we can basically decide to send our left and right to our sub, just everything, or we can send specific channels. Fill, and then aux PA. All right, let's go and assign mono stereo for our channels. So the only one here is going to be overheads, and then in our grips, these are stereo by default. So band and vocals, these are fine. I like to do stereo effect sends. And then here's our monitors. So wedge left, wedge center, wedge right. And these are good. We'll go ahead and make the stereo for this matrix. This will be mono. This will be mono as well. And this auxiliary PA, this is basically if I need to send my left and right mix to something else, basically. So there's extra speakers around the venue or another send or whatever. This is what this aux PA send is going to be used for. All right, so that's like the basic structure that I'm going for. We can probably just put these up by default because our master's down. Let's go ahead and start by sending. Oops. We'll send our main left and right to the main left right. And I think for the subsend, if we have the option of having a separate subsend, I think for now we're just going to go ahead and send our kick and post fade or post pan and our bass, post fader, post pan. All right, so we've got our input channels. Let's go ahead and build a custom layer because I don't want to get lost in all the additional stuff that I don't really need. So let's go ahead and get rid of what we don't need and start building our custom layer. I think what I want is our first layer to be basically our mixing layer. So we're just going to copy from 1 through 16. Okay, let's get rid of some of this stuff. Don't need that, don't need that. Drums. And then, let's see, here. Let's put here. Band. Vocals. And then, okay. So I'm gonna explain kind of what we have going on here and then we'll set some of it up. So basically, we've got our full band here, minus the drums, but these are going to be easy enough to spell once we actually assign them. We have our band group. What we're going to do with this is put a compressor on the bus and leave the vocals basically untouched, or what we might do is put a compressor on the vocals too, but set the threshold differently. But what we want to do basically is no matter how loud the band gets, we want there to be kind of like a wall of compression. So the vocals are always going to have the opportunity to sit on top. And what we can also do with this band DCA is regulate the entire band in the compression. So we can boost it up basically, make it a little fatter, a little bit more juicy, back our group off just a little bit while leaving the vocals untouched. Or we could do the opposite, where we pull the band back just a little bit, push up the band group, so we're not pushing as hard into compression, a little bit more open, a little bit more dynamic sounding. All right, so let's go ahead and do a little bit of routing. Let's do our DCAs first. So we can go to our internal patching here, and one is drums. So we'll go ahead and grab all of that. The next one is going to be the whole entire band. So we can actually just go ahead and grab everything except for the vocals. And 3 is just the effects. Drum verb, band verb, vox, and delay. And assign that to 3. And I just was thinking, let's go ahead, make one more monitors. So number 4 is going to be monitors. What am I doing? Patching. And we're going to assign these to our wedges. And let's just do one more. We'll assign number 5, PA system. And we will patch all of our matrices. Left, right, center, mono, main. Oops, this is our left, right. We want that. We want main, left, right, sub, center, fill, aux, PA. That's all going to go to 5. That's going to be for a whole entire PA system. And we will make some room here. DCA PA system right here. So you can see the fader is moving now. And our monitors. Oops. DCA monitors. So we can basically set these. I usually like to start off maybe -10 with the levels. We're done moving stuff now, so we'll just lock these. About -10 for the levels. And then I'll do probably actually let's go to, well, the sends on the STG box here kind of hot. So we'll do -10 for level. Actually, let's do this the proper way. Go like that. We'll bring them down -10 here. And then when we send things, we've got basically a list of what we need to add. We'll set the levels probably about -10 to start as well. All right, so this is all looking really good. All right, so now we've got our band drums, or drums DCA, which is right here. And we have our band DCA, that's all spilling. And now we have our effects that are all spilling. So those are good. Let's go ahead and assign inputs. Really do this any way you want, but I just usually go to the input here. Here's input A, here's the box. And we'll just drag it down 1 through 13. Our measurement channel is going to be number 1 on our D. And then our talkback is going to be 2. And that's going to go to these 3 monitors. Actually, we should probably do talkback fader right there. Outputs are next. Mix buses. Let's see. These are our groups, don't care about them. Wedges we care about. These are going to go to the last 3 because our matrix here is going to be 1 through 5. All right, so somebody decided to cut grass, so I'm just going to talk louder and we're going to move through it. We need to set up our groups right now so we can see we've got band and vocals are the only ones we need to assign. And we can patch those in our internal area. I find it just easiest to do it that way. I'm just going to basically take everything out of the main and instead assign our groups, band and vocals to the main. And then we're going to assign band here and group 2. So we basically have our band going to group 1 for band, and then we have our vocals going to group 2. And then down here, here's our groups, band and vocals, and then these are going to the main. And then the main is going to our matrix, of course. Let's just do a mute group real quick too. In the patching window. And this will just basically be the band. So we can leave our measurement stuff alone. So now let's go ahead and start patching some sends in just to get some things bled in. So we have our PDF here. We'll go ahead and start by getting, let's go ahead and do our effect sends first. So for our first one, let's see, effects. Probably just going to be sending the snare to the drum verb. Band verb is probably going to be guitar. Oops, made a mistake here. And harp, sax, make sure that guy's on, and then vocal verb. Oops. And then also for delay, we'll see who's the lead, but we'll start with it on that. Make sure we turn it on. And then for our monitors, we know that the left monitor is going to be basically a full mix. So that's most likely going to be kick, snare, bass, guitar, harp, sax, vocals, and I'm gonna go ahead, start all of these at probably -5. Don't need tom. Pull these back a little bit. So this is our left full mix wedge. Just kind of dialing in the mix. The reason why we're doing this is when I start bringing up the gains on the preamps, we want to be able to have that feedback in the monitor for the musicians instead of like doing a whole entire line check and it still don't have any wedges. That's kind of annoying. The center is going to be vocal hot and a full mix, kind of a medium send level. So it'll be kind of the same thing. Turn them all on. So -5, -5, except for that person's vocal, which we'll leave up. So by default, they're gonna have more themselves. And then the wedge right, sax, harp, kick drum, guitar. So that's easy enough. Sax, harp, kick, and guitar. Kick, harp, sax, and not seeing any request for the vocals in that wedge, so we'll just keep an eye on it. We'll go -5 in that wedge as well. Okay, so we've got our signal flow pretty much done. We'll go through this at the end. Let's talk about processing. So I find the easiest way to handle your processing is to go with some presets that you know have worked before. Now, obviously, if you don't have anything, then you just go with what Waves has provided you, or just go with the default channel strips. But let's go ahead and dig into some of our presets that we've used before. So we can go to our quick access folder here. And I know that this kick preset has worked really well. We just want the rack. So now we're omni-channel SSL comp 73. Snare. Let's import our snare preset. Open up. Same thing with toms. Okay, I don't have a preset for that, but I know that I'm gonna like SSL comp with slow attack, fast release, 2:1. And we're just gonna copy this, paste, and then overheads, probably leave them alone for now, see what happens. Remove our spell. Bass, a bass preset that's worked pretty well. All right, we'll see what that does. Guitar. Harp, I'm not too sure on, so we're just going to go ahead and do from our sax solo. And the vocals, we're probably going to mainly use what Waves has here, just with the channel strip processing, but we're going to add, just in case we need it, we're going to go ahead and add the F6, if I can find it. Actually, that's not the one I want. I want the one with the RTA. It's just easy. If there's something bothering me, copy, and then we'll paste that. I have a preset for drum verb as well. This is all subject to change, but the idea is just to kind of get me something that I know works pretty well. And then delay, we're going to go ahead and grab just an H delay. And we are set up to tap from host. And wedges we can leave alone. Main PA, actually I have a left and a right preset that works really, really well. Master bus. Okay, I do need to go back through. You save your preset in B routing, then it'll actually copy that over, which is a little frustrating, but then let's move to our group. We're gonna put an API 2500 here. And API 2500 here. This one, we're gonna set our threshold to 0. Maybe with a slower attack, 2 to 1, fastish release. We want them acting independently, and that should be good for now. And then actually we'll just copy, move over here, we'll paste, but we'll go up to threshold of 3. This is just gonna always ensure that our vocals are sitting on top. So let's go ahead and set up just talkback real quick. 2 2 2 2. Oops. 2 2. Hey 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 hey. And if we talk and hold, 2 2 2. Hey 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 hey. Should be seeing signal to our wedges. Oh, that's because our fader's not up. 2 2 2. Okay, so we have level to our wedges now. So that's all working brilliantly. Maybe we'll just bring this fader down. 2 2 2 2. So that talkback's working well. Check 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 check. Main PA is working well. Okay, so just to recap what we have here, we have 2 custom layers. We have our drums, which are spilling right here, our drum kit, and the rest of our band, bass guitar, harp, sax, then the 3 vocal channels. We have a group here. This is all of our input channels are going into this group, which is going to hit a compressor. Then all of our vocals are going separately into our vocal group right here. We assign those separately here. So group 1, vocals are separately, so we can see that those are working well. Then we have a band DCA, which is basically all the band members. So we can regulate pre-compression how much we're pushing in. Like I said, we can push the band into compression, make it a little fat and juicier. We don't want to get loud, so we pull this back a little bit if we need to. And then we have our vocals separately that we can boost or cut if needed. And they're on their separate compressor. And then here's all of our effects for the gig. And then we also have this effects DCA, which is controlling all of those. And we have all of our presets and stuff on them. That's basically everything. Input channels, groups, DCAs. Here's all of our main PAs right here. So this is going to be our main left and right. If we have a separate subsend, we have it there. If we need to have a fill, or if there is a fill, we have it here. We can send our left and right or whatever. And then aux PA, if there's any additional PA in the venue, we have that here as well. But anyway, I think this is about all I have to show you. This is basically set up and ready to go do the gig now. If you guys have comments, questions, leave them down below, and like, comment, subscribe, the whole 9 yards, you know the drill. Anyway, I will catch you guys later if you've made it this long through the video.